G'day everyone, hope you're well. Alright, something brand spanking new. This has only just come out. It's a new tool this year. It's a new company. It's UMA or UMA, I'm not sure how they pronounce it. And it's the 148 scale kit number D1001. So it's their first venture into injection molding, and it's the AV-8B HARRIER 2, so the American HARRIER. Nice bit of box art. I don't know what's going on with Mr. Bunny Rabbit though. So what, I saw this at online, of course, at the Shizuoka hobby show this year, and I saw it built up there. So they had sprues and that set up, but they also had it built, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And by the looks of it, you get mask set, photo etch, 3D instrument panels, and some other metal parts there. We'll soon see what that's all about. And you got 3 schemes out of the box, and we'll have a look at them on the instructions better. Alright. So I've been really excited for this one, having seen the kit built up, even though it wasn't close up, it looked very nice. Alright, let me dig it all out. Already I'm seeing some very nice details. Crikey. Still now. The only thing that does disappoint me is the wheels are rubber. Alright. That's alright. What's going on? Let's put that over here a minute. What do we got here? So, oh, this is some of the other. Oh, okay, I didn't know they make. Oh no, sorry, it's Lambo. So I'm not sure if they're associated with this company. Maybe, I'm guessing if they're flogging off some gear. All right, is this the instructions? 'Cause there was another book. So this looks to be the instructions. All right. So, straight off into the ejection seat and your cockpit tub. So you got cool out here for either, so I'm guessing there might be option of a decal or the 3D decal, but I'm not sure with that. We'll have a look when we get to the parts. So still on the tub, so you're putting the ejection seat in the tub, yeah, joystick or yoke, and then looks like your nose gear is on the underside of the cockpit tub. Alright, yeah, so cockpit wheel well. Nose, so it's modular, so one will hope that they do other variants of the HARRIER, some British ones perhaps. Alright, nose. So you got a couple of small bits going in, colour calls out there, then it plugs onto the cockpit tub. Alright, so you're still working. There's a couple more parts on the wheel well. This would be the main wheel well, I think. Alright, and you got the belly plate here, and you've got option inorganic gun condition or select gun status. So gun covered and gun out, I don't know. Not much difference in the pieces there. Right, so you got the main gear bay going in. That's the plate with the guns. And you got another piece at the back. Looks like you've got your locating areas look like large positive fits with looks like polycap. I didn't see any, but we'll have a look. It might be just the kit injection part. Alright, fuselage halves going together. The belly plate, those speed brake going in there. By the looks of it, the actuator for the speed brake. This is Chinese company. Sometimes this sort of thing gets lost in translation. Right, your chaff or flares dispenser. You got an option of an empty one or a full one. Alright, a lot of small parts going on here. Tailpiece going on the end. By the way it's designed and laid out, I'm definitely say that they would be going to do more versions. Alright, another set of chaff pods. Again, you've got them empty or full options, which is a nice touch. And you're onto the stabilizers, horizontals, and your tail and rudder section is separate parts. So again, I'm not sure if the British ones are different in that area, but it suggests that other versions. Now there's just a bit of a call out there. If you're putting your decals on before you put the tail on, not to put them down too low where the red line is, otherwise they'll be you won't see them because it plugs into the fuselage. Alright, jet nozzles. So it's just both sides. Wing, so you got one large upper wing and the lower wing section. Call out for drilling holes there. So select when installing A9, which is that part. It doesn't say what that one was for. Oh yes it does, sorry. F1, so a little antenna. Alright, so then the wings going onto the fuselage. It's so very modular, you start to think, oh, but again, I've seen it built up, so it looks nice. So, but whether there's any issues getting that far, I don't know. Okay, inlet open or close options there. And then that's going on to the fuselage. And you get a whole heap of small auxiliary intakes, air intakes, and you got the navigation lights going on. Very, very busy. In-flight refueling probe, so you can have it open or closed. And then you're on to, we got gun pod, so you got, so that's all the JU12 gun pod down together. And that mounts to the belly. And this is back to the gun status that was mentioned earlier. Alright. Inorganic gun condition. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Is that, so that's the panel at the rear. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Alright, so then the nose, the cockpit section's plugging into the intake area, and then you're starting the outer cockpit, so you got the cockpit frame and the nose cone, and then you got the instrument panel. Again, it's got the two options, so I'm guessing that's the decal choices. Canopy part, so it looks like you got the frame and then the clear part attaches to that. Mirrors. Yeah, HUD is photo etch. There's a large blow up of it here, and then a diagram of bending it, how to bend it, and that's your end result. That goes in, the frame, canopy frame goes in, and your clear parts go on. These are those metal parts, the small metal parts going in. That's your little pitos on the side of the nose. A whole heap more small parts. The outer sections going on. It's very busy, isn't it? There's a lot of small parts. Pylon. This pylon's 3 parts. That's different. Alright. Alright. It's very, because I've never seen this company, well, it's their first kit, but how they lay out the instructions, it's pretty standard, I guess, but be mindful when you're getting into here, the pylons are all different part numbers. Okay, so they're letter coded. So you got H, which is M19, M110, and the sway braces. That's H. H is the outer left wing. Alright, that's alright then. Because here's, you got part numbers in here, but where do they all go? But it's all covered. Relax. I got some photo etch going on these pylons. Flaps are separate and 2 parts of them. So you got level flaps or flaps down, and then fitting them. Then you're onto the gear. So those sections I went in earlier, where the outriggers, I don't know if they call them outriggers on the Harrier, the outer small wheels on the wings. Right, that looks like that's the model of the aircraft together, and then you're onto the weapons. It's your standard setup, so you got a solid piece for the rocket section, and you're going to put on all the control surfaces on it, and you got the nose tip going on. So that's your AIM-9M, and you got the AGM-64, GBU-12, your fuel tank, your lantern pod, and then you got the nose gear. And belly gear. Still some other small parts going on. Rear landing gear, again, some other parts going in. The gear doors. Yeah, airfoil there. There's two little bits of photo etch on the leading edge of the wing. So there you go. It's sort of, usually your weapons is the last stage, but it's not. You're still continuing on there. And this is your sprue layout. Alright, so overall, instructions aren't too bad from what I'm seeing. Some areas might be a bit busy. What was that? We had they've seemed to enlarge areas where there's a bit going on. So at first there might be a bit, what the hell's going on here? But just take your time, read it. Do you want empty chaff pods or do you want full chaff pods? Same here. This is probably one of the busiest sections, but it's larger and it's clearly indicated the part number, where it's pointing to. So it shouldn't be too difficult following. Alright, yeah, back. We had paint callouts there. See who they use as their. Alright, so they're using Mr. Hobby and okay, Mr. Hobby, but that's Mr. Colour. C before the numbers, Mr. Colour. Mr. Hobby's so C's lacquer and Mr. Hobby's acrylic, but a lot of the numbers are the same, but some aren't, so I'd be checking. But they give you FS. For the camouflage scheme, you've got FS numbers, so whatever brand you use, you should be able to source that. And then you got your basic colours that don't need a FS number. And you also got Tamiya callouts. Be surprised if Tamiya make the same, all the camouflage colours. They might do. What's that one? I don't even know what that one is. It looks like what's that? I don't know. It's I'm not sure if it's Asian writing. I'm not sure what country that may be. So I don't even know the brand. But anyway, you got two normal ones there, and you got your ammo MiG. You got the masks. Oh, you got a mask for the tail. Interesting. Alright, let me start with this one, which will be our, looks like colour call out in here. Okie dokie. I'll open that in a second because that's your. Oh, we got a correction here. Whoop. For the GBU-12. That was the metal parts. I think that was some of them. Well, there's the tip for the nose is there. And those other bits were on the nose as well, I think, from memory. We got left and right. You got some acetate in there. As usual, I shall take photos. There's your mask set. It's a bit different how they've laid it out. Alright. So, leave that a second. Oh, what was that that just went flying? Oh, that's lucky. It's photo etch. Alright. Your decal's a cartograph. I'd say you'll have no problems. I will, because I managed to find trouble with any decal. But they look nice, and as you would expect, I guess, because it is cartograph. So there's your, if you wanted to use decals for your instrumentation. Now this should be the 3D decals. Sit that there. Yes, it is. That is a great inclusion for kit, because usually these are around, well, roughly, you're probably around $20 to buy them separate, maybe less, depends on how big the set is. And you've also got a 3D decal for the det cord and the canopy, which is brilliant. Very nice. This should be, I don't know what this is, because the clear parts are in another packet. Oh, there you go, there's your canopy frame. Looks good. Sit that there. So, like I said, they're very hard though. Might be alright. I'm not a fan of rubber tyres, but maybe they're not. Oh no, they are. Sorry, my bad. I thought they were rubber, but they're injected plastic because they have weight on wheel. Alright. Right, let's look at this before we go to the other. I might keep it like this because I'm not going to fit this in the picture. Alright, so what do we got? VMA 214 on the USS Bonhomme, or Bonhomme, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Bonhomme Richard. LHD 6 2016. So this one's got a nice tail on it, black tail, Marines. That's your other view of it, and your underside view. So that's black sheep. So hang on, I'm just checking for glare. I'll take photos. I'll do a couple of profile photos so it turns up better if there's glare. I apologise. This one's from Operation Iraqi Freedom, Ahmed Al Jabir Air Base, Iraq 2003. So even though it hasn't got the high-vis tail on that, it's quite a nice scheme because you got the bomb missions on the side, and it's got a bit of nose art. Right. Now, and then there's one more. You can't complain about their call out for decals. Alright, we got Operation Inherent Resolve, Weiss Air Base, Bahrain, 2019. This one also has some nice tail art going on. Alright, that's the Tomcats. And this is your common stencil data, and you got your weapon decal callouts there. The Black Sheep also has high-vis tanks. It actually looks nice, that scheme. Alright, start with the clear parts, and then I'm just going to grab whatever's on top, because there's heaps. Right. Alright, you got an option here. If you don't want to use that decal, it's the deck cords. Is that molded in? So it's, I don't know how you go about painting it though. It's a bit, you can feel it in the interior, but I don't, for me anyway, it'd be difficult to paint, and they've given you a 3D decal, so why you wouldn't use that I don't know. But anyway, we got a center seam there though, unfortunately, which will need cleaning up. That's a shame. So you will have to sand and dip to clear it up again. That's a shame, but a lot of them do it, I guess. Alright, let's start. I'm gonna have crap everywhere. So these were the locating parts, I think. That was one of the, for the wing wheel. Yeah, nice detail on there. Okay, they're rubber. No. For some reason I thought they were rubber. Like I said, no particular order. So there's your AIM-9s. I mean, I'm not a fan of putting all this on, but that's pretty much how every manufacturer does it. Sometimes you get they're molded with 2 on, but I do like they've molded the body as a single piece and it's not 2 halves. Looks nice detail as well on them. Alright. It's going to be a huge review. By the looks of it, it's already gone 27 minutes. Right. That's all raised. The nozzles are quite nice. You've got a mould seam joined the clamp there, but I don't even think you'll see that because that's on the inside. Otherwise they look quite nice out of the box. Your tail section and the other nozzles. Alright. So as mentioned, you had the 2 options. Okay, I'm looking at the front. Now I have seen there's aftermarket available for this already, and you can get these with magnets, and you can actually move them, the doors, intake doors. It's a bit of a gimmick in my books. You build a model and it sits in a cupboard and you don't play with it, but anyway, some people might. Or you got the closed version, so that's I think it's good that they've given you separate parts for that. So that was the GB12, was it? No, sorry, AGM. I can't remember now. 65 or something, was it? I don't know. It's a rocket. Nice detail. So you've got the option there, by the looks of it, the tail, it's got the cover plate on, or it's open. Am I correct? And yeah, nice recessed rivet details and panel lines. It's actually quite nice. Oh, I got right, the pod. So it's got recessed and raised on it. You got raised rivets there. The latches are raised. Very nice. Like you saw in the instructions, there's a whole heap of small parts, and here's some of them. Be careful cutting them off, they don't go pinging off into your carpet monster. I don't even have carpet, I've got tiles and I still lose parts. Alright, some other doors and that on the underside parts of the cockpit. Oh no, so that could be the wheel well. You got the wheels for the wingtip, well they're not really wingtip are they, but on the wings anyway, and they're one piece. Hallelujah. Alright. Alright, this is the GPU, huh? Sorry, this is in no particular order, it's just there's that many bags. It's all over the shop. Well, all your control surfaces, so your two options, neutral and lowered. Your tail is beautiful. So the slime line light there is raised, the border of it, but the rest is recessed. And you got the nice details in the stabilizers. Looks nice. I'm sure someone will say, oh, that's not right. Alright, we do have, hopefully you're only going to see here, because you've got ejection pin marks there, but sides of the cockpit tub might cover that up. So I'll wait to pass judgment on that until I build it. There is one there though. Right, this is your empty chaff dispensers or full, which I think is a nice touch as well. Mightn't seem much, but little things. So you get nose cone, looks good. Alright, yeah, again those slime lines, slights raised, and that's raised, then you got recess. Alright. Oh, I'm not even halfway through the bloody bag. That's what I'm doing the next 3 hours, taking photos. Right. The ejection seat has got nice details. Again, you can get an aftermarket for that already, I think, I'm pretty sure. But the kit one actually looks, that's really nice. Your canopy, or top of the interior of the fuselage canopy section. I think that was that the gun pods area? Instrument panel. The reverse side, which must be able to be seen. It's got nice raised details in it, rivet details. And that's your side instrument panel, so they'll have to be, if you're using the 3D decals, removed. Alright. So I'd say, by the looks of this, your nozzles, you'll be able to adjust them if that's what tickles your fancy. Again, I put it in a cupboard and it just sits there. So you got raised rivets there, but you've also got recess. The other side. It's just bloody marvellous. These guys have really set the bar high on their first kit. Again, on the details, again, until you build it, that's when you'll know how good it goes together. But that detail they've got on it is just stunning. Your refueling probe, I'm guessing that's extended and normal. Just a slight bit of, it's not flash, but I can see the seam join from the mold and that. They need a bit of a clean up. Alright, this was the belly plate part where the gun was that confused me so much, the instructions. More chaff pods there. Pitos. Oh, nearly there. Drop tank, pylon, got raised details, recessed details, sway braces. I don't know how accurate they are, but they look better than Hobby, Boss and Trumpeter ones because their ones are usually too big. All recessed. That should just be the, oh no, it's not the same again. Different pylons on here. Very nice, very good. And the last bag, I think, I haven't missed any. Wing section. If I can get it out. Alright, so this is they've really made sure your locating areas are gonna do the job. They're huge. Alright, so again, the lights they got the raised framework. Got a bit of interior cables going on in there. They're raised as they vortex generators, and that's recessed all the rivets and hatches. And that looks very, very nice. I've just buried the box over here. So there you go. This absolutely looks stunning, and I'm going to start building it today. After I do this review, I've been waiting quietly for this kit since I saw it at the Shizuoka hobby show. Just looks amazing built up, and I do like the Harrier. So like I said, they've set the bar high by the looks of it, and they're on, if you're on Facebook and you follow groups, they got a Facebook page. I asked a cheeky question. I said, "What's next?" But wouldn't say. All he'd said was they're doing another jet, but whether it's another variant of the Harrier or something different. But I'm looking forward to whatever it is, because this looks amazing. Alright, pictures to follow. Thanks for watching if you made it this far, 40 minutes, and now I've got a shit ton of photos to add as well.